Welcome back. In this video, I'll be going over block state models and model randomization. In Tales of Glarthford, we make heavy use of block states for several things. One use is the Enderchests. I'll make a more in-depth video on how Enderchests work later on, but basically Enderchests in Glarthford are really just retextured trap chests with command blocks under them. Those command blocks have different models based on the facing direction, so they blend in with the environment properly. Now, static block states aren't nearly as interesting as what we used random block states for. For an example, I made the book stacks that you can see around the map using randomized multiparts. Multiparts allow you to have multiple parts for a model based on a condition. In the base game, this is used for fences or redstone wire, but for Glarthford, I made the books. With only 59 base models, I have 10,620 possible random book stacks. Now, since random block states aren't actually random, but instead are deterministic, we can easily determine when a model is used where. So using iron trapdoors as a model slave, we have potential for a large amount of block models. This is useful because we can have a lot of miscellaneous models that we can place in the world for various details that doesn't require us to use an entity, which is helpful for performance. To determine what model would go in a specific location, TS generated 1007 models that displayed the number of the model on them. The parent model was just a cube with 4 textures on each face that was used to display the number of the model, and the 1007 models only specified what texture to use. The reason we had 1007 models was because we used 8 variants of the iron trapdoor, and for each variant we had a different amount of models, because if they all had the same amount of models, the game would choose the block state with the same index for all of the variants. So now let's get into how to use block states. I won't be going into a lot of information, so I'll link the wiki page for block states down below if you want more information. But anyway, let's start with a simple example, how I did the command block replacement. In a block state file, you can specify variants based on the block state in-game. So if you look at a block with the F3 screen open, you can see the block state data on the right side. The name you use to specify the model you want to use is based on those conditions. So if you want to change the model of a command block facing up with the conditional set to false into dirt, you want to use the string conditional equals false, comma, facing equals up. Then for the object you are specifying, you would want to have model block / dirt. Now you don't need to specify all block state data every time. If you want, you can just specify up or conditional as your condition to set that model. Also, there are a few other things that you can specify in that object, like axis rotation of the model. This is locked to 90-degree increments, as well as a texture locking option related to rotation. So with that covered, let's go over basic randomization. This is similar to how you do a replacement from my previous example, but instead of using an object as your value for your variant, you can use an array of objects, and the game will choose one randomly for each block position. In the object, you can also specify a weight to change how often that model appears. And lastly, let's go over multipart randomization. For this, you want to create an array called multipart, and in that array you can create an object with another array called apply, and in that array you can create a list of models to choose with the same formatting as the basic model randomization, weights and all. You can also have an object called when that you put conditions in, seen here, formatted differently than the basic block state conditions. Hopefully that covers block states in a helpful way of sorts. As I said, I'll link the wiki page for block states down below for more information, and you can always look at how block states are formatted in the vanilla game for help as well. If you want to check out Tales of Glarthford for yourself, there'll be a link in the description down below, as well as a link to a video on TS's channel, where you can watch another video on Glarthford that'll be going up at the same time as this one, talking about how we removed a number from Minecraft. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch y'all next time.